Alright everybody, this is going to be a little bit of a short video, but I just want to show how to make a tiny task for gems on Anime Odyssey. What you are going to need is, you're going to need SOICHI Evo, SOICHI 80%, and you're going to need OSHY. Those are the only two units you need. I use Aaron as an extra, just in case any low HP bosses get past at a low wave and it causes losing. But you don't need Aaron. If you have even Erwin, it would maybe help, but you don't need them at all. You just need SOICHI and OSHY. So, I'll show you what to do once we get into the game. We just loaded in the game. We don't want to start the recording until this basically appears. So we're gonna click record. We're gonna wait, and then now this says starts in 26. We're gonna wait till it gets down to around 10-ish seconds, just so it gives you plenty of time to load in case like you have slow load-in times, all of that. So we're just gonna wait until it hits around 10. Alright, so now we click yes, and we place SOICHI right on top of your character. I have no traits on him, so if you guys have traits on him, it should do better. But you'll usually get around either wave 49 to 62. 62 if you get a Frieza, or not Frieza right around wave 50-ish. And it'll manage to just be so slow that the waves start passing quicker. But now we're gonna wait until we get to 1000, and then you're gonna place OSHY. I usually place OSHY right here. And then now click back on SOICHI. Make sure your upgrade UI is on the left. If it's on, it could be above, it would work, but left is easiest. So now I'm just going to click once here. I don't have enough money. Once or twice. But once I get extra, then I will wait. I'm going to wait like a little bit. And then I'm going to upgrade, and I'm going to wait again. Basically, we just do this until you can max them out. Look a couple times just to make sure. SOICHI can 100% survive up until you get to at least 400 gems, which is pretty good because this is only around 15 minutes to make it foolproof, and then that's all you'll need, and you'll have plenty of gems. You can get around 4 completions per hour, and at most you'll make 2,000-ish gems. At the minimum you'll make 1,600 gems per hour, which is pretty good. But just setting it up is the more tedious part. I do recommend once you finish creating it to click the save button, because that would be the most helpful. So then you don't have to remake it, but it's also not too hard to make. So now we're just going to continue upgrading SOICHI up until it gets to max upgrade. It is going to take 20-ish waves, maybe 25 at most. But once we get there, we'll wait until around 40-ish, and we'll place Aaron. I place Aaron just to clean up on bosses, but you don't need him. It just helps me. If you have like Superior 3 or whatever on your SOICHI, it might make the waves last longer, but on your first recording, the wave 40 boss will usually make it just barely out of SOICHI's range, and that will end up killing you even with Aaron once it gets around wave 50 to 55-ish. But if you have Superior 3, he might die to an Aaron, so you should all test it. But this is what works for me, so I'm showing you all what I've had work. Okay, so we almost have SOICHI maxed out, so we're almost there. last upgrade for SOICHII, and he'll be maxed, which will be the most of the recording. Most of the recording is just you just waiting around for you to die, but it works, so it's definitely efficient if you're grinding gems or if you just want to leave it overnight, but it does help. Alright, click a decent bit for max. You can't see it, but just give that a couple extra clicks in, just in case. The delay, there's like a 10-second delay or whatever, but now that should be good. Now, I don't place Aaron until wave like 35, 40, because it's just, he has every 2 summons, he increases by 3 damage, and the scaling might, by that point, end up ruining the runs and making the recording longer, too short, etc. But you can place them now if you want to. If you just don't have them, just don't include it. Just leave it like this, and then once you get down to the point where it says replay, I'll show you what to do there. But for the time being, this is just all it is. I won't edit it down or anything, speed it up just so you guys can see the full thing, because I know tiny taskers, they don't show the full tutorial, they like speed it up and then you don't get like the exact measurement, but you can just follow this along, just have it on the side and just be like, oh, alright, so that's what I do here. So I just leave it going up until it's needed. After this video, I'm going to try and figure out a way to make a tiny task of the new map, so you can farm the food for XP. I would set up a starfruit semi-challenge tiny task, but until the data loss bugs get fixed, it could be risky. Like if you get a Marines 4 challenge, that's how I lost my gems after farming gems, but it's a little risky right now. But once data loss bugs is fixed, I will show, or at least try to make a tiny task that will just automatically go on, spawn in, run all the way to challenge, do the match, and then finish. But I don't know if it's going to be the most doable tiny task, but I will try my best. Same thing goes for portals whenever portals release. Once we get to wave 38-ish, I'm going to place Aaron down. It's not really currently needed, but it's somewhat helpful. Alright, so now I usually place Aaron right over here, and then I max him out, and then I use the attack titan ability, and then I click back here, and I click on this a couple times, and then now we wait until it hits around 14 minutes, and then from there we're going to usually die. If it's a Frieza boss, it will die around 11 minutes, and then you'll have 3 minutes of lost time. But with this method, you'll still make around 28 gems per minute, 1600 gems per hour, so you'll still make plenty. In 4 hours you make close to 6,000 plus. Any extra gems you have currently will be added onto that, of course. But in 8 hours you'll definitely make close to 12,000 gems, and that's all you really need. we only have around 5 minutes left till the match will be, well, usually the 10 tasks will be finished. We might die around 14 minutes. We might die around 13. Depends on which boss we get. I mean, usually with Gunyu, we'll end up getting to at least 400 gems. If it's Frieza, the waves would be going faster for whatever reason. I don't really understand it, because Frieza has all the shields and everything, he has so much HP. But he makes it so the waves progress quicker. I'm not really sure, but you'll get a couple matches with that. Of course, your units will level up through this, but it won't really be much. My units only really leveled up once in 4 hours worth of infinites, so it's not really that worth it. That's what I'll make the tiny task for food after this, but for the time being, this is the best we'll probably get in terms of gems. Obviously, if you have like unique SOICHI or like superior 3 even, you'll probably always get to around 55, 60-ish and get always 100 extra gems, but 400 is plenty for AFK every 15 minutes. So as you can see, Gunyu, he's made it past my AoE usually whenever a boss gets past it. They're at 8,000 HP, but even with Aaron, with Nimble 3 and OSHY getting down to 13 seconds, still won't even die. Even with like Titans, as you can see back there, with 800 HP, they won't even manage to die. So don't even worry about that. If a summon does end up killing the boss when he gets past, and it continues onwards, that you'll usually have a couple minutes of extra time at the end of the recording. It depends on your traits, etc. But usually I haven't had any match that's messed up because of a Titan dying or Titan killing the boss. Okay, so right here we're just gonna wait like 10-20 seconds just to make sure, right? I'm just gonna put my thing over it. Obviously in this match we got 376, but if every match throughout the tiny task got 376, you would still be getting around 1400, maybe close to 1500 gems out of all the tiny tasks. But that's per hour, and that's at least 3 summons. So if pity's 400, you can do this for a while and still get a pity. So now that it's been around 30 seconds, I'm just gonna click next, but I'm gonna leave my mouse there. I'm gonna keep on clicking. Just keep on clicking there for as long as I can. Just keep on clicking. Wait until it gets to around 14 on the recording. Usually my recording lasts to 15, so I'm gonna extend it up to like 14:30 just to make sure, because you'll have some matches that are super long, some matches that are super short. But usually 15 is the longest match I'll get now. If this was a tiny task recorded post-release, with infinites taking 30 minutes to hit 64, then these tiny tasks would be 30 minutes long. It would take forever, but luckily, since they're so short, this is very doable. So I'm just gonna keep on clicking here. I'm still clicking there. You can't see it, but I'm still clicking there as much as I can for the next. I'm just gonna continue clicking for the next 30 seconds. So any matches that die later on or before or whatever, it would be able to be surely clicked on next. So if you don't click on next, you can't finish the recording, and you'll be stuck in an infinite loop until the next 15 minutes elapses and it clicks on next and then clicks replay. So now I'm at 14:30. Now I'm gonna click replay, and I'm not gonna end recording yet. And now once I see the name message pop up on the top, then I'm gonna click end recording and click play. Make sure you have continuous playback on, because if you don't, it won't work. But now I'll click that, and I'll click play, and as you can see, now just gonna wait as before. I'm just gonna wait till it clicks yes and place it on the unit so you guys can see that it's working, and then I will end recording there so you guys all can start doing this. I do recommend, as a last note, it is good if you have lowest graphics on and all the stuff that makes the game less laggy, because it would make your load-ins quicker and maybe speed up the time. But as you can see, it's working. I'll even give it up until I place on OSHY just to show that it's working. Obviously, it could end up not working, but in all cases I've tried, it has worked, so you can at least trust me on that. And if you guys have any issues in the comments, just ask me and I'll try my best to help you. Sharing the recording of the tiny task doesn't really work very much because it has like the units on the bottom. You could obviously click 3, 2, whatever to place on the units, but if anyone has any issues, I'll try my best to help you all with this. But yeah, this is how it works. If you want to end the tiny task, I don't have a end recording button clicked, so I try to click record to end it. Usually that will end it, but as you all can see, that would be the tiny task loop from there. And I hope you all enjoyed. I will try my best to make a food tiny task in the next day or two so that you guys can AFK farm food if you want levels. But that is all. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.